A tiny spacecraft drifted silently through the empty reaches of a quiet star system. Its hull was scratched, dented, and almost too fragile to survive a collision with even a small asteroid. Inside, two small alien twins huddled together in fear, their large eyes reflecting the faint starlight as they worked the ship's communications console. The twins were not warriors. They were not trained for battle. They were children, small, fragile, and terrified. Their planet, Narrated, had been peaceful for generations, a world of gentle fields and crystal rivers. But all that had changed when the Krull raiders had arrived. A violent gang of interstellar marauders, they had attacked without warning, enslaving the adults and destroying everything in their path. The twins had barely escaped the initial attack. Their parents had been taken. Their home was in ruins. And now, they were alone, floating in a fragile craft through the endless black of space. One of the twins, a girl with shimmering silver skin, pressed her small hand against the console. Her twin brother, slightly taller with faint golden markings across his face, shivered. "Do you think anyone will hear us?" he whispered. I don't know," she replied, her voice trembling. "But we have to try. They can't take Mother. Not her." The girl's fingers flew over the controls, sending a desperate SOS across the stars. It was a faint, almost fragile signal, barely strong enough to reach even the nearest planets. Yet somehow, by chance or fate, the signal pierced the cold, empty void and traveled light years to a destination they never imagined, Earth. On Earth, the Deathworlders' fleet received the signal. Known across the galaxy as humans who could survive anything, who could fight anyone, and who had conquered worlds considered deadlier than stars, the Deathworlders were unstoppable. For centuries, their legends had been whispered in alien systems as warnings, yet most had never truly believed them. Now, the twins' SOS had called directly to these legends. Back on the tiny spacecraft, the twins pressed closer together. The girl's small hands shook as she whispered into the console. "Please, help us. Don't let them take our mother." Her brother's voice joined hers in a tremble. We have nothing to give, but please, save her." For a moment, there was silence. The twins' hearts pounded so loudly it seemed the ship itself might hear them. Then, faintly at first, they heard a deep, mechanical roar from outside. Not just a sound, but a presence. A fleet was arriving. And these were not ordinary ships. The Deathworlders had come. Through the ship's viewports, tiny lights began to appear in the darkness of space. At first, they looked like stars, distant and cold. But as they grew larger, moving with terrifying precision, the twins realized the scale of what was approaching. Massive human battleships, sleek and deadly, powered by engines that glowed like molten metal, formed a formation that seemed to stretch across the void. Fighters darted between the ships like lightning, faster than the twins' eyes could track. The twins gasped. They're real," whispered the boy. "They're really here." The silver-skinned girl's lips trembled as she murmured, We thought humans were weak. My mother, she always said humans were myths, stories meant to scare young aliens. But they're not myths. They're gods." The twins watched in awe as the fleet moved with unmatched coordination. Every fighter, every battleship, acted in perfect unison, their actions almost alive, almost intelligent. They were more than a fleet. They were a force of nature. And then, the twins said something that froze even the Deathworlders, though they did not yet understand why. The boy's voice, small and quivering, carried across the open console. "Mother, she carries the heart of Narrated. You have to save her. Before it's too late." The Deathworlders paused for just a heartbeat. The heart of Narrated, the artifact spoken of in legends, whispered about in fearful tones in interstellar trade routes, had never been confirmed. Its power was said to rival entire fleets, its energy capable of changing the balance of war across galaxies. The twins' words hinted at something far larger than a simple rescue mission. They were not just calling for help, they were sounding the alarm about a threat that even humans had not yet faced. The girl clutched her brother's hand tightly, whispering again, "Please, save her, she's all we have left." Outside, the Deathworlders' fleet continued its approach. The Crawl Raiders, arrogant and unknowing, had no idea what was coming. They believed the twins' ship was isolated, that their victims were helpless. They did not know that the myths of humans were about to become terrifyingly real. For the first time, the twins understood the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were unstoppable. And if anyone could save their mother and stop the Crawl Raiders, it was these Deathworlders. As the tiny ship drifted toward its uncertain future, the twins held each other close, their eyes fixed on the growing human fleet. The void around them suddenly felt smaller, less lonely. There was hope now, but with it came the terrifying knowledge of what could be lost if they failed. The tiny alien twins' ship trembled as the distant lights of the Deathworlders' fleet drew closer. The massive human battleships loomed like mountains in space, their hulls glinting with lethal precision. The twins pressed against the viewport, their small bodies shaking. Every instinct told them to hide, but they also knew they had no other choice. Below them, the Crawl Raiders' forces were already preparing. The Raiders had been confident in their victory, believing no one could challenge them. Their patrols circled the planet like predators, scanning the skies for any sign of the lost twin ship. Their weapons glinted under the twin suns of Narrated, deadly and precise. But the Deathworlders were not ordinary beings. They did not approach timidly, nor did they negotiate. Their fleet moved with silent efficiency, cutting through the blackness of space with unmatched speed. Every ship seemed alive, anticipating every move of the enemy before it happened. Inside the tiny spacecraft, the silver-skinned girl whispered to her brother, "Do you see? They're unstoppable." Her eyes were wide with awe, reflecting the metallic glow of the approaching ships. The boy nodded. "They are like nothing we've ever imagined. They are gods of war." Suddenly, human fighter ships burst forward from the main fleet like shooting stars. They darted around the Crawl Raiders' patrols, striking with deadly precision. Explosions lit up the atmosphere of Narrated, and the twins could feel the shockwaves through the hull of their fragile craft. One of the Raiders' patrol ships fired back, but its shots were no match for the humans. The fighter ships twisted, turned, and returned fire, each movement perfectly calculated. Raiders' ships were shredded in seconds. The twins pressed themselves against the floor, hearts pounding, unable to believe what they were seeing. "Mother, they will save you," the girl whispered. Her small hand tightened around her brother's. The main Deathworlder fleet descended toward the planet, forming an impenetrable wall of power. Their enormous battleships hovered above the Crawl Raiders' main base, ready to strike. From orbit, the twins could see the Raiders scrambling, panicked and confused. Their arrogance had blinded them. They had never imagined a force like this could exist. The humans began their attack in perfect silence. Advanced plasma cannons cut through Raider fortifications with precise, unerring accuracy. Fighter ships darted in and out, disabling weapons and cutting communications. Each explosion sent shards of metal and energy into the void, lighting up the dark sky like fireflies on a dark night. The twins watched in awe and terror. They are not just strong. They are perfect," the boy murmured. "Yes," the girl said, her voice trembling. "And they are here. For us. For Mother." Despite the chaos below, the twins' minds raced with fear and hope. Could the humans really save their mother? Could they defeat the Crawl Raiders? Even as they watched, more and more Raider ships were disabled, their formations broken. The human fleet moved like a living organism, anticipating every move. And then it happened. A massive Crawl Raider flagship, larger than any other, rose from the planet's surface. Its weapons blazed, firing at the Deathworlders with fury. For a moment, it seemed the humans might struggle. But the fleet did not falter. Massive human battleships swooped around the flagship, concentrating their fire on its weak points. Explosions rocked the void, tearing through the Raiders' defenses. The twins' eyes widened as the flagship shuddered and exploded in a brilliant flash of light. They are unstoppable," whispered the girl again, clutching her brother's hand. We called for help, and they answered. But they are not just here to help. They are here to destroy them." The boy nodded, feeling a strange mix of relief and fear. They are Like nothing in the galaxy. No one could survive this. For the first time since the Crawl Raiders had attacked, the twins felt hope. The humans were here, and nothing could stop them. And yet, a small, uneasy thought crept into their minds. Their mother carried something, the heart of Narrated, something so powerful that even the humans did not fully understand its importance. The fleet hovered over the planet, and the twins knew the next steps would be dangerous. The humans were about to enter the raiders' stronghold, a fortress filled with traps and weapons. The twins shivered at the thought, but they also knew there was no turning back. Suspense point. The twins realized that while the humans are unstoppable, the Crawl Raiders are not their only enemy. The secret of the heart of Narrated could change everything. The twins exchanged a silent look. They were small, fragile, and terrified. But for the first time, they believed that their mother, and perhaps the entire world, might survive. The Deathworlders had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same again. The Deathworlders' fleet hovered above Narrated, their massive ships casting shadows across the planet's scarred surface. The Crawl Raiders had been shaken by the sudden attack, their confidence shattered, but they still fought back fiercely. Explosions lit the dark sky as human fighter ships weaved between raider turrets, disabling defenses with lightning speed. Inside their tiny spacecraft, the alien twins clung to each other. The girl's silver skin gleamed under the soft glow of the console, while her brother's golden markings shimmered faintly. They had survived this long by hiding, but now they were about to reveal something that could change everything. We have to tell them, whispered the girl. Her voice was small but urgent. They need to know why the Crawl Raiders took Mother. Her brother nodded, swallowing hard. If we don't, it could be worse than anything we've seen. The twins activated the ship's comm system, sending a trembling signal to the humans waiting in orbit. Please, you must listen, the girl said. Her words quivered, but they were steady enough to be understood. A human officer's voice responded calmly, but with authority. We're listening. What is it? The boy took a deep breath. Mother. She carries the heart of Narrated. There was a pause on the other side. Even the Deathworlders, who had faced countless threats, seemed to hesitate. The heart of Narrated was legendary, whispered about in alien worlds, feared in countless systems. No one had ever seen it, but its power was said to be immense, able to destroy fleets or even entire planets if it fell into the wrong hands. The girl continued, her voice trembling but clear. It is ancient. It is not just a treasure. The Crawl Raiders want it to gain power. If they succeed, everything could be lost. The humans processed the information quickly, their expressions unreadable but their focus absolute. They had faced unimaginable threats before, but now they understood that this mission was not just a rescue. It was a race to protect something that could tip the balance of power in the galaxy. The twins' hands shook as they added, Please, you must save her, before it's too late. She is the only one who can protect it. One of the human officers asked, Where is she being held? The boy quickly provided the coordinates, his voice steady despite his fear. The Crawl Raiders have a fortress in the outer system. It is heavily guarded, traps, weapons, you must be careful. The humans nodded. We will handle it. You two stay safe. As the twins watched the humans begin their approach, a mixture of hope and fear filled them. They had called for help, and now it had arrived. The Deathworlders were not just humans, they were unstoppable, precise, and relentless. Yet the twins knew the real danger was only beginning. The heart of Narrated was more than an object, it was a power that could destroy worlds if misused. The girl pressed her forehead against the console, whispering, Mother, hold on, the humans are coming. The boy looked out of the viewport, his eyes scanning the human fleet. We feared humans, he admitted quietly. We thought they were myths, weak, fragile, incapable of stopping the Crawl Raiders. But they are nothing like that. They are unstoppable. Outside, the human fleet moved like a living force, preparing to strike the Crawl Raiders' fortress. The twins could see the precision, the coordination, and the terrifying efficiency. Every move was calculated. Every attack was deadly. The raiders had never faced anything like this before, and they were about to learn just how powerful humans could be. But even as the fleet prepared for battle, the twins knew that their secret, the heart of Narrated, added a dangerous twist. The humans had the skill and the power, but the artifact's true nature was still unknown to them. If the Crawl Raiders activated it, or if it fell into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. The twins held each other tightly. Their fear was still strong, but for the first time, they felt a glimmer of hope. Humans had answered their SOS. Humans were here. And now, their mother and the heart of Narrated had a chance to survive. The Deathworlders had left orbit, their fleet slicing through the darkness of space like a storm of metal and fire. The twins' tiny ship followed nervously, staying close but careful not to draw attention. Every star they passed seemed colder, emptier, and more dangerous than the last. Inside the ship, the silver-skinned girl gripped the console. "Do you think Mother is still alive?" she whispered. Her large eyes were wide with fear and hope. Her brother shook his head. "She has to be." The Crawl Raiders would not have risked taking her if she was useless. "They want the heart. And we have to make sure they don't get it." The human fleet moved with silent efficiency, scanning every asteroid, every hidden system along the route. The Crawl Raiders had fled to a remote outer system fortress, a place designed to be unreachable, protected by natural asteroid fields and artificial defenses. Many fleets had tried to penetrate it before, none had succeeded. A human officer spoke calmly through the comm, "We have the twins' coordinates. Begin scanning for anomalies along the trajectory. If the raiders are hiding anything, we will find it." The twins watched as human fighter ships darted ahead, scanning and mapping the route at incredible speeds. Energy pulses lit the void as the scanners pierced thick asteroid belts and cloaked raider ships. The twins could feel the tension. Every move was dangerous. One wrong calculation and the humans could be trapped or ambushed. The boy leaned close to the console. "The raiders know we're coming. They'll have traps, mines, weapons, ambushes. They won't make it easy." The girl nodded. "But humans, they are different. They are faster, smarter, stronger. They will not fail." As they approached the outer system, the human fleet detected a series of faint signals. Small, irregular pulses hiding among asteroid debris. The fleet slowed, and the twins watched in silence. "Those are raider scouts," one officer said. "They are trying to mislead us. Standard diversion tactics. We'll handle them quietly." The fleet split into squads. Fighters darted forward, invisible against the stars, disabling the raider scouts without being detected. The twins' ship trembled as they witnessed the precision of the humans' attack. The girl whispered, "They are perfect. Nothing can stop them." The boy looked uneasy. "Even so, the heart, we must make sure Mother is safe. That is more important than anything else." Hours passed, the human fleet moving carefully through asteroid fields and near invisible traps. Finally, they reached the coordinates the twins had provided. The fortress lay on the far side of a massive asteroid belt, cloaked in shadows. Massive energy shields shimmered faintly across its surface, and multiple raider ships patrolled the perimeter. The twins held their breath. "That is it," the girl whispered. "Mother, she is in there." The humans began planning the assault. Fighter ships would enter from multiple angles, disabling weapons silently, while the battleships prepared to breach the fortress if necessary. Every movement was calculated to avoid detection, but the twins knew it would not be easy. The Crawl Raiders had fortified this place for years. The boy muttered, "They must not find the heart. If they use it, the galaxy could burn." The humans began their advance, weaving through the asteroid field with ease. The twins watched, their hearts pounding. They had called for help, and now the humans were moving to save their mother. But the real danger was only beginning. The human fleet moved like a predator through the shadows of the outer system fortress. Massive asteroids drifted lazily around the hidden base, but the humans navigated with deadly precision. Every fighter ship, every battleship, seemed to know exactly where the Crawl Raiders' defenses were, and how to avoid them. Inside their small ship, the alien twins watched with wide, trembling eyes. The girl clutched her brother's hand. "They are going to fight," she whispered. "Yes," he replied, his voice shaking. "But they are not just going to fight. They will destroy them." Suddenly, the raiders realized the humans had arrived. Warning sirens blared across the fortress. Lights flashed red, and raider ships scrambled from hidden hangars. Turrets turned toward the approaching fleet, weapons charging with lethal energy. The first shots were fired. Plasma blasts screamed through space, narrowly missing human fighters as they weaved in impossible patterns. The twins pressed against the floor of their ship, hearts hammering in terror and awe. The humans responded instantly. Fighter ships darted forward, weaving between blasts and retaliating with deadly precision. A massive raider battleship fired a barrage of missiles, but the human fleet intercepted them mid-air. Explosions lit the void as missiles detonated far from the fragile twins' craft. One of the twins whispered, They are unstoppable." "Yes," the boy replied, awe in his voice. I never thought humans could be like this. They are perfect warriors." The humans attacked in waves. Fighters tore through the raiders' perimeter defenses, disabling turrets and shields. Battleships unleashed concentrated plasma cannons, blasting entire sections of the fortress walls to rubble. Every attack was calculated, efficient, and devastating. The twins could barely watch, their small bodies trembling. "Mother, will they reach her?" the girl asked, her voice tight with fear. The boy nodded. "They will. Humans always succeed." Despite the overwhelming force, the Crawl Raiders fought back fiercely. Raider fighters swarmed the human ships, trying to flank them from behind asteroids. Turrets fired continuously, lighting the dark space with violent streaks of energy. The twins' hearts pounded as they watched fighters collide, explode, and vanish in fire. But no matter how fierce the raiders were, the humans were faster, smarter, and stronger. One by one, raider ships were destroyed or forced to retreat. Every human attack seemed to anticipate the enemy's next move, cutting off escape routes and striking weak points. Inside the fortress, panic spread. Raiders shouted orders, but nothing worked. The Deathworlders' tactics were beyond comprehension. They had no time to plan, no time to react. Even the fortress defenses, thought to be impenetrable, began to crumble under human fire. The twins' ship hovered near the edge of the battlefield, small and fragile amidst the chaos. The girl whispered, they are gods of war." The boy nodded. "And they came for us. For Mother." The battle raged on for hours. Explosions shook the fortress, lighting the dark void with brilliant flashes. Raider ships fell one after another, while human fighters moved like shadows, invisible and deadly. Finally, the path to the fortress's inner chambers began to open. The raiders' numbers were broken. Their morale shattered. The Deathworlders had proven that nothing could stand against them, not their ships, not their weapons, not even their arrogance. The twins held their breath. The final challenge was approaching, reaching the fortress's core, where their mother and the heart of Larita were held. Every second counted. Every mistake could be fatal. The fortress shook with the impact of human plasma cannons. The walls, once thought unbreakable, were crumbling under the relentless assault. The Crawl Raiders, once confident and cruel, now scattered in panic, their voices echoing through the empty corridors. Inside a hidden chamber deep within the fortress, the twins' mother sat bound, her eyes wide with fear but burning with determination. Around her were dozens of other alien children, all frightened and trembling. They had been captured months ago, intended to be trained as warriors for the raiders' future conquests. The twins' silver-skinned sister whispered to her brother, I didn't know there were so many. They were planning to take all the children." "Yes," he replied, his voice shaking. "They wanted to make an army of them, and Mother, she is the only one who could stop it." The Deathworlders' fleet had breached the outer defenses, moving swiftly toward the fortress core. Fighters darted in and out of corridors, disabling traps and securing pathways. Every step they took was precise, calculated, and deadly. The twins watched in awe from their small ship as human soldiers moved like shadows through the fortress, avoiding deadly traps and neutralizing raider forces without hesitation. Every move was perfect, every strike decisive. Finally, the humans reached the chamber. They stopped just outside the doorway, scanning for dangers, ready for anything. The twins' mother looked up as the massive door slid open. Relief and hope flooded her face when she saw the humans. Her eyes then turned to the twins. "My children," she whispered, voice trembling with both fear and love. The twins rushed forward, but the officer in charge raised a hand. "Stay back," he said calmly. "There may still be traps inside. Let us secure the area first." The mother nodded. "I understand, but hurry. They know I have the heart of Narrated. If they get it, everything will be lost." The twins' eyes widened. Even the humans seemed to pause for a heartbeat. The heart of Narrated was not just an artifact, it was a weapon of unimaginable power. Its energy could destroy fleets, shatter planets, and turn the tide of war in an instant. As the humans prepared to extract the mother and the children, the twins realized the shocking truth. The Crawl Raiders had not only captured her, they had been planning to use the heart to create an unstoppable army. They wanted to turn innocent children into soldiers, fueled by the artifact's power. The girl whispered, trembling, "If they had succeeded, the galaxy would have been lost." The boy nodded grimly. "That is why humans had to come. That is why they are here. They are not just saving Mother. They are saving everyone." The mother carefully unbound herself, keeping her hands on the heart. Its energy pulsed softly, glowing with an ancient power. The Deathworlders moved quickly, guiding the children and the twins to safety. Every moment was tense, every second could be the last. Outside, the human fleet continued to hold the raiders at bay. Explosions rocked the fortress as the remaining raiders attempted a desperate counterattack. But it was useless. The Deathworlders were unstoppable, precise, and lethal. The twins finally understood the truth. Humans were not just fighters. They were saviors, unstoppable warriors who could face impossible odds and still emerge victorious. And yet, even with all their power, the heart of Narrated remained a mystery. Its full potential was unknown, and that knowledge could change the course of history. Suspense point: the mother is rescued, but the heart of Narrated still holds secrets. The twins realize that the artifact's power could attract more danger, even after the immediate threat of the Crawl Raiders is gone. The story is far from over. The twins looked at the humans with awe and gratitude. "We feared humans," the girl whispered. "We thought they were myths, weak and fragile. But they are unstoppable. And now, our mother is safe." The boy nodded. "And they will protect the heart too, at any cost." As the rescued mother and children were escorted back to safety, the twins held onto each other, knowing this was only the beginning. The Crawl Raiders were defeated, but the heart of Narrated still pulsed with power, a secret waiting to be revealed. And somewhere in the galaxy, new threats would be drawn to it, testing humans and aliens alike. The fortress trembled under the relentless pressure of the Deathworlders' fleet. The Crawl Raiders, desperate and furious, had retreated to the inner chambers, guarding the heart of Narrated and the remaining prisoners. Their confidence from the early raids was gone, replaced with panic and rage. Inside their small ship, the alien twins clutched each other tightly. The girl whispered, They are going in. The humans, they won't stop." Her brother nodded. "We have to trust them. They are unstoppable." The human fleet moved like a storm, fighters weaving through corridors and defenses, avoiding deadly traps with uncanny precision. Battleships fired concentrated plasma beams, blowing apart walls and turrets. Every strike was calculated, every movement perfect. The Crawl Raiders' last defenses began to crumble. In the deepest chamber of the fortress, the mother held the heart of Narrated tightly. Its energy pulsed like a heartbeat, powerful and ancient. She knew the Crawl Raiders might attempt to use it as a weapon in their final desperate attack. one of the raiders shouted. "We cannot let them take it. Activate the heart." The chamber shook violently as the artifact responded, glowing brighter than ever. Energy surged through the fortress walls, threatening to rip everything apart. The humans didn't hesitate. Fighter squads rushed forward, neutralizing raiders who tried to activate traps. Battleships fired carefully aimed blasts, targeting structural weaknesses without harming the hostages. The twins watched, hearts pounding. The girl gasped, They are going to save her. All of them." The boy's eyes widened. "Even the heart. They can handle this." The mother, guided by the twins' urgent whispers and the Deathworlders' approach, took a deep breath. "I have to use it, to stop them." She concentrated, letting the heart's energy flow through her. Brilliant arcs of light spread across the chamber, creating a protective shield that pushed the remaining raiders back. Explosions shook the fortress as the Deathworlders breached the inner gates. Raider forces were caught between the unstoppable humans and the unstoppable power of the heart. Panic and chaos consumed them. One final massive raider attempted to flee with a group of prisoners, but human fighters intercepted it mid-escape. The ship exploded in a bright flash, leaving no survivors. The chamber fell silent. Smoke and debris filled the air, but the mother, the twins, and the rescued children were unharmed. The heart of Narrated pulsed gently, as if approving the humans' intervention. The twins ran to their mother, their small hands gripping hers. We thought we had lost you," the girl whispered. The boy nodded, tears in his eyes. "We feared the raiders, but humans saved us all." The mother looked at the twins, her voice steady but filled with awe. "The Deathworlders, they are unlike anything I have ever seen. Strong, unstoppable, yet precise and careful. They saved more than just me, they saved our future." Outside, the human fleet began its withdrawal, the fortress now silent except for the crackling of destroyed machinery. The Deathworlders had completed their mission, leaving nothing but wreckage for the Crawl Raiders to remember. Suspense point: while the immediate threat is over, the heart of Narrated remains a secret of immense power. The twins realize that the galaxy may yet challenge the humans again, drawn to the artifact that has now been protected by legends come to life. The girl whispered softly, "We called for help, and the humans answered. But what now? Will the heart always be safe?" The boy looked up at the departing fleet. "As long as humans are out there, no one will touch it. They are unstoppable." For the first time in weeks, the twins allowed themselves to smile. Their mother was safe, the heart was protected, and the humans, the unstoppable Deathworlders, had proven that even legends could be real. But in the shadows of the galaxy, the pulse of the heart of Narrated continued. It was a power that could never be ignored, a secret waiting for the next challenge. And somewhere, far away, new eyes were watching. The twins knew one thing for certain: humans were not just strong, they were unstoppable. And the galaxy would never forget it. The smoke cleared from the ruins of the Crawl Raiders' fortress. Broken ships and shattered walls floated silently in the darkness of space, the echoes of battle fading like distant thunder. The Deathworlders' fleet hovered above, vigilant but calm, their mission complete. On the planet below, the alien twins and their mother stepped out into the open, feeling the warmth of the twin sons of Narrated on their faces. For the first time in weeks, the world felt safe, if only for a moment. The rescued children clung to their mothers and guardians, still trembling but alive. The twins' silver-skinned sister turned to the boy. We thought the humans were myths, weak stories meant to scare children. But they saved us. They saved everyone." The boy nodded, his golden markings shimmering in the sunlight. "They are unstoppable. And they came for us, just because we called." The mother held the heart of Narrated carefully, its energy pulsing softly in her hands. "It is safe now," she said quietly. "Because of them. Because of humans." The twins' eyes widened as a massive human battleship descended near them. A ramp extended, and a squad of human officers stepped forward. Their presence was imposing, but their eyes held respect and understanding. One officer spoke in a calm, firm voice. The Crawl Raiders are no longer a threat. Your planet, your people, and the heart are safe, for now. But the galaxy is vast, and there are others who would seek its power. We will remain vigilant. The twins felt a mix of awe and gratitude. You will protect the heart? The girl asked. The officer nodded. Humans protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is who we are. That is what makes us unstoppable. The boy whispered to his sister. We feared humans, but now we know. They are not just fighters, they are legends. And now, they are our allies. Across the planet, alien communities began to rebuild. The humans did not linger long, their mission was complete, and there were other worlds in need of their protection. But their presence left a lasting impression. For the first time, Narrated felt connected to a larger galaxy, a galaxy where humans were not myths, but unstoppable heroes. The twins walked hand in hand with their mother through the ruins of the fortress. What happens now? The girl asked softly. The mother smiled, her eyes shining with pride. Now, we rebuild. We teach these children to grow strong, to survive. And we remember the humans who came when we called. One day, the galaxy may call again. And then, we will be ready. The twins looked to the horizon, where the stars stretched endlessly. Somewhere out there, new threats and new mysteries waited. But one thing was certain, humans had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same. Final suspense point. The heart of Narrated is safe for now, but its power will always attract danger. The twins know that the Deathworlders' arrival was only the beginning, a promise that humans will answer when the galaxy calls again. As the human fleet disappeared into the void, the twins stood together, hearts filled with hope. They had learned the truth. Even in the darkest corners of the galaxy, humans were unstoppable. And sometimes, legends were real. The twins turned to each other, smiling for the first time in weeks. Their mother was safe, the children were safe, and the galaxy had gained a new story, one where humans were heroes beyond imagination. And somewhere, far beyond the stars, new adventures were waiting.